We're here today with Dayle Hughson, a member of the Rotary Club of Brandon and longtime volunteer. Dayle was elected to the board of the Provincial Exhibition in 2018 and shares a unique perspective on how volunteers are vital to the success of the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Dayle, let's start with the relationship between the Rotary Club and the Winter Fair.
Okay, the Brandon Sunset Rotary Club has been doing guest relations at Winter Fair for at least 20 years. I think it's longer than that, but I have been involved for that length of time doing guest relations. And what I do there is coordinate all of the volunteers that are working in that capacity for Winter Fair, which is about 90 people that we have to have to just run that one part of the fair.
What really brings you out, you personally, as a volunteer year after year?
Well, I think I really like working with people, and I love the Winter Fair. I've been coming to the Winter Fair ever since I was knee-high to a grasshopper, and I just got involved with doing the volunteer work as guest relations, and then I got more involved in other volunteer opportunities.
So, Dayle, you've also taken that volunteer experience now and really grown it even more as a member of the board of directors. So tell us about that and what that's meant to you.
Well, it's been a very exciting time because I've been a member of the board for 8 years. And during that time, we've been looking at getting the Dome building up and running and restored. And that has taken a huge number of volunteers working on that. And I'm so lucky to have been involved in the restoration process.
Your board members, too, we should probably point out, they're all volunteers as well.
Yes, all of our 39 board members are volunteers. And they all work very hard in different capacities and various projects that are going on at all times. We also have a number of dedicated volunteers who aren't necessarily board members, but who do volunteer for both Winter Fair, Summer Fair, and AgX all year round.
And we talk often in this community about how events like this really can never happen without that kind of volunteer base. So for anybody who might be, kind of on the fence about whether they can volunteer, whether they want to volunteer, can you give some words of encouragement for anybody out there who's thinking about it, perhaps are worried they don't have enough time? What do you have to say to them?
Well, if you have an hour a week or 2 or 3 hours a week, we can always find something for everyone to do. We can use anybody's help. And
I think that's important to let people know, because especially if you're juggling full-time work, maybe small kids, that's busy enough for families as it is. But you have, in all of your volunteer service around the community, you've seen all different ages for volunteers as well, though.
We work in partnership with the Sea Cadets, the Army Cadets, the Police Cadets, and they are all very busy young people, and they come and volunteer at all of our events, especially Winter Fair. We use a lot of volunteers for Winter Fair. We use a lot of new Canadian volunteers at Winter Fair because they really enjoy the fair, love coming out and finding what's going on in the community. And we've found that they're very dedicated workers and really want to be part of this community. And anybody who's retired and feels that they would like to get out of the house and do something, volunteering is an absolutely wonderful way to get involved in your community.
Dayle, thank you so much for taking the time to sort of talk about your volunteer experience. Again, it's the volunteers are vital to organizations such as the Provincial Exhibition in Manitoba, and thank you for all the hours that you've put in over the years.
Well, I've enjoyed every one of them, and people need to know that without volunteers, the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair and a lot of other things wouldn't happen in Brandon. Volunteers are extremely important.
Exactly. we hope that that's given you a bit of an insight into what it's like to be a volunteer for the Royal Manitoba Winter Fair. Coming up next, we'll visit with equestrian, coach, and exhibitor Kelly Campbell-Sampson.